Welcome back, you Aries operators that love playing with gas pistols. What I'm doing is a shootout with my TM hi-capa, the black one, and a WE 4.3 limited edition from e-bike. And these two hi-capas are using, of course, now we got the APS-X GBB bucking, the upgraded red version. As you've seen in my previous two sessions with playing with the APS-X bucking, this G17 only has an APS-X bucking with a hi-capa, modified hi-capa hop-up arm. And the G18 G18C is using also an APS-X red bucking and also modified. What we're going to do is every gun is going to shoot 3 attempts at 50 feet with 25 gram BBs from Crytek, and we'll see what the results are. So our first runner-up is the Glock 17. Did 3 attempts. The outer group for the first attempt went out to 5.5 inches, and the inner group, 3-shot inner group, was 1 1/4. The second attempt was the inner 3-shot inner group stayed within 3 1/4. It spread it out to 7.5 inches. And the third attempt, the inner 3-shot group was roughly 5 1/4 of an inch, and the outer expanded to 8 3/4 of an inch. So the second pistol up for the competition is the WE G18C, and the first attempt, the inner group, a 4-shot inner group of 2 1/4, and the spread went out to 4 3/4 of an inch. The second attempt I did, the inner stayed within 2 3/4 inch grouping, a 4-shot grouping, and the outer spread it out to 5.5 inches. The third attempt, 4-shot grouping went into 1 3/4 of an inch, and the outer flyer out there, you can see it's 4, that spread it out to 4 inches. And just for kicks, I did a full auto 10-shot at 50 feet with it. 4 out of 10 BBs made it to the paper. 6 out of 10 just went somewhere else. So the third pistol for this competition is the WE 4.3 tan color. On the first attempt, it shot a 3-inch grouping inner group and a 5-inch outer spread. Of course, you could see that I can't quite get the BB markings up there. I actually had to measure it from the placement box holder for it. Of course, I thought it would usually shoot low, but kind of messed up shooting there. Readjusted my sights. The second attempt, I got a good 1.5 inch inner grouping, 3-shot grouping, and the spread went out to 4.5 inches. And the third attempt, I got a good 3-shot inner group of 2 1/4 of an inch. However, the spread was a little bit bigger than normal. It's a 7.5 inch spread. The fourth pistol of this competition is the TM 4.3. My very first attempt, a 4-shot group, was a 2 1/4 inch grouping, and the outer group spread it out to 5 inches. However, I measured the 3 shots here. It came out to 1 1/4 of an inch. The second attempt, I got a 3-shot group about 3 1/4 of an inch, and the outer group spread was roughly 5 1/4. The third attempt, there's a 4-shot grouping for 3 inches. For 4 1/4 of an inch. However, a 3-shot group would be 3 inches. And the outer group opened it up to 5 3/4 of an inch. So the final ranking of this competition, we'll start with the lowest one to the highest ranking one. The lowest one I have to rate is obviously the WE G17. Even though it had a couple of good inner groups, but the spread on it was probably the biggest spread of all the guns. I think it went up a little past 8 inches, and the inner grouping went out to as much as 5 inches. So it wasn't necessarily really consistent, but at least as a skirmishable gun, you probably could shoot below 6 inches, but you have to realize that the barrel lockup on it tends to be a little loose, and the trigger is not the best I've ever used on the G series. So it takes 4th place. 3rd place, even though I love playing with my WE 4.3 hi-capa, unfortunately it takes 3rd place. As much as I love the gun, their inner groupings would definitely reach below 3 inches, but of course it's only a 3-shot group, and you'd have two shots that might range up to 7.5 inches in the outer diameter. But of course, from my times of playing it, yes, I always get this one shot that just goes somewhere else. So as much as I wanted to win, but of course it's 3rd place, just based on the accuracy test. 2nd place, now it's really hard to say. The 2nd and 1st place was really close because the Glock 18C and the TM 4.3 offered something really different from each other. But however, to cut to the chase, 2nd place has to be really my TM 4.3, only because it lost on just because the accuracy portion. It doesn't mean it's inaccurate. It's probably the most consistent feeling in accuracy. You definitely will always feel that you'll get a 3-inch grouping, and a 4-shot, it had pretty good, like twice it got some pretty good 4-shot groupings. And definitely the outer circle would definitely, you'll always feel confident that you'll shoot within a 5-inch circle with the 4.3. Now, what's great about the 4.3, because it's short stroked and everything, it is probably the fastest firing gun of all this, and all these pistols here, and the recoil is just like really low on it. So your follow-up shots are really quick with it. So, like I said, the only reason why it lost was just because the G18C surprisingly won the accuracy category. So, like I said, you can't go wrong with TM. It's always the best feeling gun out there. So don't take it as like TM versus Glock type thing. No, every pistol you can always modify and make them do as how you want them to perform. Now, 1st place was quite a drastic difference. The WE G Series 18C came out swinging. I mean, it consistently shot 4-inch groups within 3 inches. And the outer was always less than, just a little bit slightly around, less, sometimes a little less than 5 inches in the outer grouping. It was a really big change from the last time I used the pistol. And yes, it pulls the trigger, it just feels like a Glock match to me, and it feels, a very sturdy pistol, but the barrel lockup is not quite as loose as the G17, but it's loose. Sometimes I felt like I was getting lucky, but all 3 attempts, it shot really well. So the WE G18C wins. So we were playing APS bucking versus REAPS bucking. Buckings are really subjective stuff, so that's why I said always give it a try, but definitely I'll keep using the APS-X bucking on my Glocks, and probably I might try an APS-X GBB bucking on one of my test WEs and see how it goes. Of course, I ran out of buckings, so I only bought 2 red ones. So, but there's your test. Big surprises. I was really surprised with the results. So there you guys go, the shootouts of the G series and the TM and the hi-capa series.